And hello YouTube, this is GSmaniamsmart, and I'm today with another brand new video for Gaming with GS. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Guild Wars 2 and the release of Wintersday. That's right, yesterday, Wintersday was released, the 2015 update, and along with that, we also got some other changes to Fractal Rewards, a mini balance patch on PvP, some new hairstyles which are available through the makeover kit, and yeah, basically the Wintersday patch. So this is actually just the same material, the same content that came from 2014, but it's still really fun, and I really enjoyed myself from the first day of Wintersday. Had a lot of fun with the activities, and there are some new things that you can get, some new rewards that you can get from this year's events, along with a new collection, which we'll go over soon. So first off, let's quickly go over the obvious change. Divinity's Reach now has a decorations, Wintersday decorations. Specifically one section of the map, the west side of the map. And not sure why they didn't decorate Lion's Arch, but I'm guessing it's because it's a human holiday for the human race, so that's why they made it in Divinity's Reach. So I guess that's a valid reason. But as soon as you log in, you'll probably get mail, and this will be the orphan letter. This is basically the little mini story, the Wintersday story, and it's time gated, unfortunately. It will take you at least 3 resets or 3 days to complete it, so don't wait till the last second to complete this, because you won't be able to finish the story quest, which means you won't be able to do one of the collections, which then also means you won't be able to get the Star of Gratitude or the Christmas tree node for your home instance, which we'll go over soon. So the little mini story, the story starts in your inbox, your mail. You'll get a letter from the orphans. It'll direct you to your home instance depending on what race you're at. And then when you talk to Grok, in I think that's his name, Grok, right? If you talk to him in your home instance, he'll tell you to go meet someone in a specific, he'll give you a hint to what city they're at. The city changes every day, so the NPC to go to will constantly be in a different city every day, but Grok will give you a hint. So just, it's pretty blatant hint. My hint was like, oh, something with the Char, so like, oh, Char, Black Citadel. If you have any doubts though, the Guild Wars 2 wiki is a great source for any questions you have. If you're lost in one of the collections, or if you're lost in the little mini story, just type in the story name, or just type in Wintersday on the Guild Wars 2 wiki, and it'll basically give you a step-by-step guide on where to go. If you want me to make a video on anything I'm going to be going over in this video, if you want me to make a video on a collection, if you want me to make a video on the story guide, I'll definitely make one. But I think they're pretty simple enough. But like I said, if you want a video, just let me know. So the story quest is time gated. It starts in your inbox, and it's basically just fetching materials for Grok. Pretty simple. It's not too difficult at all. You're just, one day you need to buy like some bloodstone broth from someone, and then the next day you need to finish a heart in Harathi Hinterlands to buy a frying pan, to then buy something else with that frying pan, like a cup of bloodstone soup, I think it is, and then you bring it back to Grok in your home instance. And on the 3rd day, you need something else to bring back to him. I haven't done it yet. But basically, when you complete these 3 little fetch quests, I guess you can call them, and bring them back to your home instance, you'll basically complete one of the achievements. And once you complete that, the collection for the children will be available. That's one of the collections that you need for the Star of Gratitude, and I'll go over the collections in a little bit, but just be aware that you need to complete the story for Wintersday to unlock the For the Children collection. So that's it for the story. Apart from that, we also have a little karma train, or a little karma farming going on in Wintersday. You're able to talk to one of the Wintersday vendors in Divinity's Reach. It's right by the waypoint. You talk to him. He'll sell wrapping paper, and he'll also sell some toy skins, some toy weapons in the second tab. And you're able to combine these two together to then buy a wrapped gift, and these wrapped gifts you can then walk around Divinity's Reach, look for the orphans, and the orphans will basically then give you karma in return for giving them a wrapped gift. You'll get karma, and be aware this karma gain is affected by boosters. So if you eat one of the Wintersday foods, or if you have a guild booster, or if you have a booster in your Ascended Amulet, or if you have a bonfire, any type of karma booster you have, I would suggest you use it, because you can really earn a lot of karma here. And the amount of karma it costs to buy the wrapping paper and one of the toy skins, you'll basically be making a profit of karma when you hand in the gift to one of the orphans. So that's the little karma train they have going on, I guess. This is part of a daily quest as well. You can do this daily, so it's not really a train. You can't like abuse it and take advantage of it. You can't do it unlimited times. You can only do each orphan once every day, every reset. So that's a limitation on that, but nonetheless, great way to get some karma. So there's that. Along with the vendors, we also have the ability to buy some Wintersday gifts, and we'll go over in a second why that's so valuable, why Wintersday gifts are valuable. But you're able to buy a Wintersday gift with karma, and you're also able to buy some cool little recipes and some sigils. If you want to buy some of those, you can. But most importantly, we have the Wintersday skins. If you don't have those yet, you may want to get those. We also have some of the more expensive things are the bell choir that you can buy, the little bell that you can make music then, that you can have, and it'll be account bound, you can keep it forever. So that's one of the popular buys there if you want to have that. But just check the vendor, there's a bunch of different things you can buy. So that's the vendor there, that's the karma farming, and that's the story. Let's go ahead and go to the collections. Now there are 3 main collections in Wintersday, and the first one I'll go over is the toy box collection, the toy weapon collections. It's a very simple collection. All you need to do is buy each toy skin for each weapon from that Wintersday vendor with karma, and you'll basically unlock the collection and complete it. Now, the catch is you need to unlock the collection, and the only way to unlock this collection is to buy the toy box. The toy box can be bought from the Wintersday vendor. It's near the bottom of the list. It'll just cost you some karma, and you'll need to double click it to unlock the collection, and then you can go ahead and if you have the skins already, the toy skins, it'll automatically complete. If not, then just buy the toy skins and then you'll complete the collection. And this will give you a mini script clause. It's a cool little mini Wintersday themed, so suggest you do it. It's a very easy collection. Now the second collection we have is a little harder and it's a little more costly. It is the tonic collection, and essentially what you need is once again to buy the fancy holiday tonic cabinet. Once again, you buy this from the Wintersday vendor near the bottom, the same place where you bought the toy box from, and it'll cost you just some karma, and then you're able to start the collection. Now the thing with this collection is that you need to craft 5 tonics, and it requires Elonian wine. I believe this is craftable through the Mystic Forge, or is it artificing? I think it's Mystic Forge. I'll leave an annotation if it's not Mystic Forge. I'll leave a screenshot of the recipe. But you need Elonian wine, and you need lots of Elonian wine. As you see in the recipe right now, you need lots of Elonian wine. And each of these 5 tonics requires the same amount of Elonian wine. So each 1 Elonian wine costs you like 25 silver, I think it is. So easily you're going to be wasting 20 plus gold just on crafting these 5 tonics for this collection. However, if you want to get an endless gift tonic, then I guess it's worth. If you want one of those, and you can transform into a little present whenever you feel like it. But that's the other collection there. If you want to complete that collection, just be aware you're going to need to use 20 plus gold. And the last collection we have is the Wintersday Presents collection. Now once again, you need to buy the blueprints. It seems like for all these collections you need to buy an item to unlock it. and the blueprints cost 3 gold from the same Wintersday vendor again, right by the Divinity's Reach Wintersday waypoint. And when you buy the blueprints, the collection will unlock. And the cool thing about this one is that it basically gives you a shoulder piece that's sort of similar to Night Fury. You know how Night Fury in Halloween we had bats flying around you? Well, this shoulder piece is actually, it's a skin, and you'll be able to have snowflakes falling from the sky onto your character constantly, and the snowflakes will just be falling down all around you. It's a cool little shoulder piece, and there's no like high expensive cost for this. It's literally just through a collection, and you need to collect the items to actually be able to craft this. And the items are fairly easy to get because they're all through achievements. And you'll see later on when we go through the achievements are fairly easy to complete. They're not so difficult at all. So it's a much more easier collection than crafting Night Fury was. So if you're interested in the shoulder piece, which you'll probably see on screen right now, or you've seen it already on screen, right now I'm just recording audio while reading my notes off a notepad. I already have footage created. But if you've seen the shoulder piece, if you like it, then it's not too difficult to get. And there's also one more collection, so there's actually 4 collections. And this collection is the For the Children collection, which I mentioned earlier. You have to complete the story first. And this collection will basically give you a Star of Gratitude, which is what everyone I've heard wants, which is basically like the princess version just for Imperial fragments. If you feed the Star of Gratitude 50 Imperial fragments, you'll get loot. Same way if you feed Princess 50 Dragonite ore, you'll get loot. So I really want that one. And along with that, you also get a Christmas tree node, a Wintersday tree node, in your house, and every day you can go to it and get a free Wintersday gift. So in that collection, you basically just have to find ornaments, and these ornaments will be in different locations. I know that they're mostly like near jumping puzzles or at the end of jumping puzzles throughout Tyria. I think there's like 4 or 5 ornaments that you need. And if you need a guide on it, I can make a guide for it. However, I think if you go on the Guild Wars 2 wiki, like I say, it's a great place, a great resource. They probably have a step-by-step guide on the For the Children ornament collection for it, so check that out. If not, I can make a guide though. Just leave it in the comments if you want a guide on it. But so that's that. You basically get the Wintersday tree node, and you get the Star of Gratitude, a little item that you can feed it Imperial fragments. So those are the 3 main collections. Those are the collections that are available for Wintersday. And next we'll go on to the activities that you can do. But before I go into that, I just want to make you aware, I did go over the weapon skins already. Apart from those weapon skins though that you get from the Wintersday merchant, they did add new weapon skins, but you need Black Lion tickets. So if you have Black Lion tickets, those you can use to buy the new weapon skins, which you'll see on screen right now. You can buy those from the Black Lion Trading Company building in Lion's Arch. Just wanted to throw that out there because that was in the patch today. And these are considered the other weapon skins that you can get for Wintersday. Apart from that, there really aren't any other Wintersday skins, unfortunately. There are some minis that we'll go over a little bit, and there's an outfit, but apart from that, there's really not any other weapons skins or armor skins. Wintersday, I feel like, is a lot more orientated around achievements and collections, where Halloween was more orientated around like skins and different minis, which I guess makes sense because it's Halloween, you know, costumes and all that stuff. But yeah, just wanted to make you guys aware of that. So activities we have, there are 5 main activities, and I gotta say I really enjoyed the activities. They were really fun. The first one we have is the Winter Wonderland jumping puzzle. It's easier than the Halloween jumping puzzle, in my opinion. I had a lot more easier of a time than I did with the Halloween one. It's still timed though. There's no actual timer, but you're still sort of like forced to go quickly. You can't really take your time on it because your health continuously goes down and the snowflakes underneath you disappear. So we have that jumping puzzle. The reward you'll get is giant Wintersday gifts, which are just an upgraded version of the regular Wintersday gifts. And then the next activity we have, probably one of my favorites, is the Bell Choir. It's sort of like Rock Band, sort of like Guitar Hero, where you'll have a song playing from Guild Wars 2, and you have to match the notes that appear on the stage. You'll see some footage in the background. And it's a really fun activity. I really enjoyed it. And you basically have this bell. You have this bell in your hand, the same bell that you can actually get from the Wintersday guy. Through, I think it's Snowflakes. You can buy the account bound bell through Snowflakes, but you're basically using that bell in this activity to match the notes. And depending on how many notes you match will depend on how much high of a score you get, and then will depend on how many Wintersday gifts you get. So that's that activity. The next activity we have is sort of PvP orientated. It's Snowball Mayhem. And it's another really fun activity, I mean. And the main goal of this one is just to get the present in the middle of the map and then bring it back to your base. But there's going to be 8 people on each team, and you can pick a role. Whether you're going to be a heavy gunner, which does tons of damage, but is very slow, and you'll have to, like, put your weapon in defense mode to run fast, but lots of damage. You can be a support, which you can turn to this huge giant snowball. It's really fun, and you can heal your allies, and you basically have a lot of supportive abilities, and you can still throw snowballs though. And then you have the scout, which can throw snowballs really fast, can turn your team invisible, and tends to run the fastest on the team. So they may be very good for collecting the present in the middle of the map and bringing it back to your base. Those are the 3 roles that you can pick from. Just talk to the snowman at the beginning of the match, and you can pick your role. You can constantly switch your role throughout the match. We actually were able to play with one of the ArenaNet employees when the patch first launched. This was one of the first activities I did, and it was pretty fun. So we have that. Then we have Toypocalypse, which is a little instance where you go in and you can. It's basically like a defense. It's a defense type of activity where you'll have Doliacs in the middle of the map, and you have to defend these Doliacs from the waves of toy enemies. These enemies will be toys, and you have to, I think it's toys, or I think it's Scrit, but you have to basically just defend the Doliacs from the enemies. There's going to be waves of enemies coming, and you have to like build siege around the Doliacs and upgrade your siege, and then pick up these weapons and shoot the enemies and just defend the Doliacs. And there's 10 waves you have to go through, and from that you'll also get Wintersday gifts. It seems like all these activities are giving you Wintersday gifts, and that's sort of the trick-or-treat bags of Halloween. The Wintersday gifts are here. The only downside is like there's not as much as there was in the trick-or-treat bags as in. Well, there's not much in the Wintersday gifts as there was in trick-or-treat bags. For me personally, I thought there was a lot more in trick-or-treat bags than there was in Wintersday gifts. And however, they are more expensive though, and I'm guessing it's because they drop less than the trick-or-treat bags did. Trick-or-treat bags drop like an insane amount. And Halloween was very well oriented around making gold easily with like the dungeon we had, and with selling trick-or-treat bags from the labyrinth and speed leveling, while Wintersday seems to be oriented around more like, like I said earlier, achievements and collections. Because the thing with these Wintersday gifts, the reason why they're so expensive is because not only do they drop quartz crystals, but they drop these alcohol and candy canes, which are required for an achievement, which are then also required for the shoulder piece. So everything is sort of linked, and realistically speaking, if it wasn't for that shoulder piece or the achievements, the Wintersday gifts would probably be really low in price. But because of that, everything is pretty much chained together like that, which makes the Wintersday gifts pretty high in price. So you can still make gold off of Wintersday gifts through all these events. They give you tons of gifts, and you can open them if you want, or you can sell them. They sell for a pretty good amount right now, and so you can still make gold. So those are the events right there. They all give you Wintersday gifts, and they all give you achievements. There's a set of achievements for each of these events. Now the next thing we're gonna go over is the sort of like dungeon. It's sort of like a dungeon. It doesn't give you experience. It doesn't give you any loot in it. It does give you Wintersday gifts at the end, and it gives you achievements. But it's a really fun dungeon I did with my girlfriend and some of my guildies. It was really fun, and you'll see some footage in the background. I wasn't able to record the entire thing, and you're seeing like the second half of it because the first half I didn't start recording. But it's the Infinirarium, and it's the mini dungeon. You can go in there, and the dungeon is mainly focused around completing little objectives like bringing presents back to the base, killing Skrit, and taking the presents and bringing it back to like your base. It's not really your base, it's to the middle of the map where the princess is. You have to bring back presents. You have to protect the griffins. You have to make sure that you kill the enemies and kill waves of enemies. You have to like power up machines with oozes, with balls of oozes. There's many different objectives you have to complete in this May dungeon, and they're pretty fun. But what I really enjoyed, which is sort of strange, because you basically have to destroy everything in the map. Like there are diorama pieces, and you have to destroy all the diorama pieces, and it just looks really cool when you're destroying everything. Like I'm an Ellie, so I have like all these shouts and like Tempest overload fire, and you're just blazing through all this stuff, and it like explodes right in front of you. It's really cool. But if you destroy everything in the map, what that is destroyable, all the diorama pieces, then you get an achievement for that. So I couldn't put that on footage, but the dungeon is mainly focused around completing a lot of mini objectives, and then you'll basically finish it and you'll get Wintersday gifts and you'll get the achievements. So that's that. And that's pretty much it for the activities, really. They're really fun. I really enjoyed them for the first day at least. And that's all I've pretty much played. It's only been out for a day. But apart from that, we have some new stuff, such as new minis. There are 3 new minis, and they're all sort of similar. They're craftable through the Mystic Forge. If you hover your mouse over them, you'll actually see what you need. So if you press H, you go to your hero panel, go to the miniatures, type in Skrit, you'll see the new Skrit there. And they're basically holding boxes of presents. Hover your mouse over them, like I'm doing right now in the footage. Then you'll see what you need in the Mystic Forge to combine them together to make. And apart from that, we have a new outfit and a new mini on the gem store. So you can check that one out. The outfit looks pretty cool. The mini looks pretty cool as well. If you want to use your gems to support ArenaNet, I guess, then you could do that. Those 2 new items are in the gem store. We also have a new glider, which is in your glider section, Snowflake glider. And we also have new guild decorations. However, you have to be level 375 scribe to craft some of these. However, the cool thing is you are able to place a Wintersday tree in your guild hall, which is really cool. And there's 5 new guild decorations. We have an ice statue, we have snowmakers, snow piles, wraiths, how you call those circular plant things, the Christmas thing? I think they're called wraiths, right? So we have that, and snow lamps we have. So you can craft those through the scribe, and obviously the Wintersday tree we have too. So that's for guild decorations there and the scribe. And the last thing that I want to go over, we've gone over the weapon skins, we've gone over the collections, we've gone over the karma farming you can do, we've gone over the story, and we've gone over the events, and they all basically give you Wintersday gifts. So let's go over the achievements real quick. And here's where Wintersday gifts and like why they're so expensive sort of come into play. Now there's several different achievements, and you'll see me go through them on the screen right now. I'm not going to go over them, all of them. I'm not going to say all of them because you can just read them. Most of these achievements, they all basically come from the activities that you can do during Wintersday. There's jumping puzzle achievements, there's Toypocalypse achievements, bell choir achievements, stuff like that, right? There's also an event that you can do in Divinity's Reach where you have to escort a Doliac, and through that event you can also donate gold, and that's actually an achievement. It was funny, on Reddit I read something where someone was like, oh, this is like the new way, this is like the new gold sink where you just throw your gold in, because there's actually an achievement where you have to donate gold to one of the NPCs in Divinity's Reach when you're starting the Doliac Escort event. And in order for the event to start, you need to donate a certain amount of gold. Like the group, the entire map needs to donate a certain amount of gold. And you can donate gold or silver or copper. And one of the achievements is donating 3 gold or donating silver. So there's that little mini event, but you're able to escort the Doliac. And then sometimes he'll drop like gifts, and you can pick up those gifts, and they'll be Wintersday gifts. That's a cool little way to farm Wintersday gifts like that as well if you don't want to do the activities. But I just wanted to throw that in there because I actually forgot to mention it earlier. But so yeah, the achievements, those are kind of what they're about. Through Doliac escorting, through picking up presents, through completing the activities, through opening Wintersday gifts. But the thing with these achievements is that they give some of these achievements give you an item that is required for the Wintersday Presents shoulder piece collection. In fact, you have to, all the items in that collection you can only get from achievements, right? And one of the achievements requires you to eat 500 candy canes. And another achievement requires you to drink 10,000 drinks, basically. And these drinks and these candy canes you can only buy off the trading post, which costs a substantial amount, like 8 silver per drink and like 5 silver per candy cane. But all these items can basically be gained from Wintersday gifts. So people are basically farming Wintersday gifts through the events or through the Doliac mission. And they're opening these gifts to get the drinks, the alcohol, and to get the candy cane so they can finish that specific achievement to then get the shoulder piece. And because everything is basically linked up like that, it's making Wintersday gifts really high, and you can sell them for a lot if you don't want to get the achievement or you don't want the shoulder piece. So that's the deal with the Wintersday gifts. You can still make some money off of it, like I said earlier. And you know, if you want the achievement or the shoulder piece, then obviously open them, don't sell them. But those are the achievements pretty much, and that's pretty much it for Wintersday. Really enjoyed it for the first day, really liked it all. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it too. Hopefully this guide made it a little more clear of what's out there, what's available. We also have, I forgot to mention, we have a recipe for, I believe it's, what is the mini called? There's a mini that you can now craft through the Mystic Forge. There's a new recipe for it. And I think the mini is called, let me check real quick, Fastivu. The mini is called Fastivu. And this is actually a cute little mini that you can create through the Mystic Forge. The process is, it isn't easy. It's a pretty long, it's not too long, but it's a substantially long enough process. I'll leave a link to a guide that Dolphy has on how to craft Fastivu in the description. But if you are interested in getting this mini, there is a recipe available for it. I forgot to mention that, so I just wanted to add it in. But hopefully you enjoyed the guide. As I promised, here's the Wintersday guide. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if any questions or comments, anything you're curious about or you're lost about, leave it in the comments section below. I'll try my best to answer your question. And that'll be for this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, we have plenty of other Guild Wars 2 videos. We're going to be making more guides. We're going to do some guides on fractals soon since they updated those. We have tons of gold making video guides. So if you're interested in learning how to make some easy gold, I have tons of videos on that. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for watching. I hope that this video helped you out in any way. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It'll really help me out. If you didn't like it, you can leave a comment below as well and give some feedback. If you have any other comments or questions, please leave them in the comments as well. And I usually try my best to answer those comments within the next 24 to 48 hours, depending on how busy I am. I also have plenty of other content on my channel about different gaming tutorials, as well as general gaming videos for Guild Wars 2, League of Legends, Minecraft, and any others that you may be interested in. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, check it out. And if you like what you see, you can subscribe too. Would really appreciate it. You can also check out my other channels and social medias as shown on the screen right now. And with that, thank you so much, everyone. And this is GSmaniamsmart, and I'll be back sooner than you think. Don't go anywhere.